Hello, Blockey Sports Network, and welcome back to today's segment of The Desk, where we take an inside look at what's happening around the BHCL. I am Demoni, manager of the Ohio Otters, and your host tonight. And to my left, I'm joined by Konechny of the Los Angeles Earthquakes,
Hello, Blockey Hockey.
joined by ZDXW to my right.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me, Demoni.
Now, before we get into today's games, we'll get into a recap of what happened yesterday, Friday, March 8th. We'll start off with the Winter Classic, the second Winter Classic that took place, with the pair of Pigeons barely winning out against the LA Earthquakes with two late third period goals. Just Konechny, we'll start with you since you were playing in that game.
Now,
What did you see from your team in the third period that led to that collapse?
I'm going to be completely unbiased, totally biased. We didn't really do much wrong. We dominated that game. Then we just had an unfortunate drop from Nick Seas in the net. He literally just dropped the puck in the net and they scored. And then Ghostyferret respectfully was taking a puck up the ice on the boards, got beat. I was open, but he was taking it up, got beat by ohLuvv, and then he just P3'd it right into the net, and it was 2-1, and we just couldn't come back after that. Literally all game we were dominating, and then just boom, out, gone.
A
Which I guess
tough
is
blow
wrong.
to the mental.
Absolutely, it is what it is. But it was just such a winnable game, and it really, honestly, it was just unlucky.
Now you
Kinda
do have
how
a rematch tonight. We'll get to that later. ZDXW, do you think the Paris Pigeons played well, or do you think the LA Earthquakes just made too many mistakes?
No, I think LA got goalied. They simply just got goalied. Their goalie had the better game, and Paris comes out with 2 points in that close affair. Paris, I would argue, is probably the most fraudulent team in the BHCL this year. They are just getting lucky with everything. Lucky bounce yesterday with Nexies in net for LA. Like, come on. Okay. ohLuvv scoring. Like, are the planets aligned? Like, is the world falling apart? Like, what's going on here? Just pure luck, in my opinion, for Paris. LA, they're heading in the right directions, but they need to start getting points together. And so, like, at what point are you through with moral victories and say, enough's enough, we got to start getting points on the board?
I mean, LA does currently sit in a playoff spot. I wouldn't
by
get
a lot.
too worried, considering their next game, they demolished the Sacramento Surge 7-1 in the second biggest blowout we've seen all season. First, obviously, being the 14-1 catastrophe that we saw with the Bagels defeating the Popcorn. Ghostyferret with 4 goals in that affair. ZDXW, do you think Ghostyferret's back?
So here's my hot take on that. I never thought Ghostyferret was him.
Oh,
So
interesting.
He's not back. He's emerging. He's been a shell of himself ever since he left Youppi. But this is the player he's supposed to be. So I'm not going to say he's back. I'm going to say he's blossoming.
He's finally becoming that player. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Konechny, any thoughts on this as a teammate of Ghostyferret?
No, honestly, it's like a half agree, half disagree type of thing. Like, honestly, he's always been really good. I do want to answer your original question. Is he back? I think he is now. He seems to be playing a lot better ever since we held our little emergency meeting after, I don't know how long ago that was, but we had a little emergency meeting. And honestly, since then, he's been trending in the right direction. Now, to, I guess, backpack off ZD's point, I don't know if he's ever been like that type of player. He always has been like right there, but like it just feels like he's missing like a little something. But honestly, unbiased, maybe a little biased. Now, he might be getting there. He might finally be getting to that type of player where he can finally, start going crazy, start dominating, etc.
Earthquakes ranked second in power rankings going into the season, obviously falling all the way to 7th in the standings earlier this season. They've climbed back up to 6th. We'll see where their hot streak can take them. But we'll get into our final game of last night. The Bagels taking on the Malibu Marshmallows in a 5-3 thriller, with the Bagels sealing the deal with an Youppi empty net goal. Top Rages having 3 points in that game, popping off for the Bagels on that second line. Now, I'm going to go to ZDXW here.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Marshmallows missing Radium due to an injury. Do you think they're able to win that game if they have Radium on that second line instead of Stan V?
No. And I say that strictly because I was coaching the Bagels and I refuse to believe that we would have lost last night. But not having Radium is a huge blow. Perhaps they keep it tied at the end of regulations instead of being down by 2 goals in the third period and then eventually down by 1 goal. But I don't think Radium pushes the Marshmallows over the edge, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, it was 4-3 before the empty netter. I don't like to count the empty netters. And a little insider info here. Youppi was telling his team to target Stan V to attack the lane that Stan V was guarding. And it certainly worked out with Top Rages and Tango both scoring on him numerous times. So anyways, we'll see if they can take advantage of the surge tonight, with our first game being the New York Bagels in Sacramento against the Surge. Now, their previous game ended in a 2-1 upset in overtime in favor of Sacramento. Do you think things are going to work out differently today, Konechny, or are the Surge going to surprise us again?
Oh, absolutely. No, I honestly, I love Choke. I love the Surge. They're just gonna they're not winning this game. There's no way. I just cannot see it unless the Bagels have like bad off game. I'd be flabbergasted if like the Surge somehow won this game. I even bet my house on the Surge not winning. Like I just don't think they're gonna win.
Your house?
Yes,
Okay.
my
You have a house.
Absolutely. No, I'm homeless. I live in a rock. But I don't know. Surge just made a trade too. I know we're getting into that later, but it really just didn't help. I guess we'll see. I mean, who knows? Anything could happen. But I really just think the Bagels are just they're definitely gonna want that get back. I know they were mad about that.
We got a segment here called Cook or Be Cooked, where we take a player from every team that's playing today and we just run it through the machine, see if people think they're going to get cooked or they're going to absolutely dominate tonight. ZDXW, we're starting off with Radium 7 of the Sacramento Surge. I'm curious to think, how will he perform on this new team? Will he cook or be cooked?
Oh, 1,000% he's getting cooked tonight.
Ooh,
He's
okay.
not that impactful. Depth acquisition for Sacramento. I just don't see him having a big night.
Yeah, Chokington not great at utilizing his players in the right positions this season, I don't think. Obviously, Sacramento, some talent there, but just the pieces haven't quite come together consistently yet. Now, on the other side of things, we're going to take ohLuvv, who's making his debut for the Bagels tonight. Konechny, how do you think this rookie is going to perform? Obviously, his first BHCL game, a JBHL player.
That is news to me, actually. I did not know he was playing tonight. That changes my opinions a little bit. I still think, I think he'll do well. I'm assuming he'll play with Youppi. I don't see him playing with anybody else. Another French-Canadian up there. Honestly, I could see it being all right. I think Youppi will be able to, carry him enough to help. But he's shown some promise. I've heard some stories, some rumors down in JBHL. He's pretty good. No, he just won the championship down there. Honestly, hoping for good things out of him tonight. But I guess we'll see. But
he's looking to repeat too.
Hey,
yeah.
I need to chime in here. ohLuvv is gonna freaking cook for the Bagels tonight. I've been seeing him at scrims. It doesn't matter if he's playing with Youppi, Arax, or Top Rages. He's gonna cook.
I have to be a doubter here. I don't think from the JVHLers we've seen participate in today's league, I really can't see it. But we'll move on to our second game, the Paris Pigeons rematch with the LA Earthquakes. Obviously, previous contest yesterday ended 2-1 in favor of the Pigeons in regulation. Konechny, what do you think about your chances going into this one? Obviously, Earthquakes outplaying the Pigeons for most of the game last game. How do you think you guys will replicate those first 2 periods you've had?
Well, first things first, we're hungry, and I know a certain player on our team is definitely hungry for a bounce back win tonight. Now, we're not going to have our Zen Master, which is just such a shame for us tonight. But honestly, the way we played yesterday and the way Ferret and Vakula Beef have played together regardless this season, I think it could be fine. I think we'll be fine. Honestly, we just need to play the way we played yesterday. We played fine yesterday. I think at the end maybe we got a little cocky because we were up, and then we kind of got a little demoralized after letting in some of those unfortunate goals. But I know we're hungry for a bounce back win tonight, so I know we're gonna definitely try to put our heart into it, and especially Ghostyferret. I just know he is hungry for that French team, man. He's hungry for that.
ZDXW, obviously Nikes with a bit of a down performance last game. How do you think he is going to bounce back into this game?
I think he just needs to devour the puck. He needs to take one from Ghostyferret and just swallow it up, make the easy save, get out there, challenge the shooter, and he'll be just fine, right? And to be a solid goaltender in any league, you need, like Ted Lasso says, have the memory of a goldfish. They're happy because they have a 10-second memory. If you're a goalie, it's got to be the same thing. Boom, mental reset, business as usual. I think Nexies will be just fine tonight.
All right, insightful analysis there. But we'll move on to the cook or be cooked section here. We're kind of running short on time, so make it quick, Connecty. Do you think Transports is getting cooked tonight?
Cooked.
Obviously, you're going to be lining against him, so.
Actually, that's a lie because he plays first line now, but cooked.
Oh, true. I forgot. Yeah, Transports had a down few games. We'll see if he can bounce back. On the other side here, ZDXW, do you think Vaculate Beef is going to cook or be cooked, lining with Ferret?
Dude, his name is Vaculate Beef. He's going to cook. He's playing with Ferret, one of the better players in the league. I'm not going to say top 5, but he's going to cook. I could see him getting 2 points tonight.
We'll see if Vac Attack can truly shine on a line with Ferret here.
I like that.
But we'll move to our third game. The final contest for tonight, the Ohio Otters taking on the Blue Ridge Blizzard. A matchup for the ages, both teams sitting in first and second place the Bagels are in second place now, I forgot. But both teams that sat in first and second place, respectively, throughout the season before the Bagels clinched second tonight. Or not clinched, but overtook the Otters. The Blizzard are going to be missing some players. Akuzo is obviously out. I think there might be a couple others not making an appearance tonight. ZDXW, I'm interested to hear your analysis on how this game's going to play out.
Well, it's time for Dripsky to step up for the first time in his career. Akuzo, arguably a top 2 player in the league behind Youppi, is out tonight. Dripsky, yes, he's third in the league in points with, I believe, 20, and 18 or 19 of those are goals. But can he carry the load without his star player there? Can he carry the load? That's going to be the big question for me tonight. And I think Ohio Otters, for Ohio, you have Robey. Robey's been established, well-known. He's definitely a regular season performer. He's an established player. Can Dripsky match up with Robey? And I just don't think he can. I don't think he can, Demoni.
Listen, I mean, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think we've had the best defensive first line of the league so far. Robey and Sammy the Whale preventing a lot of chances for the other team. I noticed when I'm watching the Otters. And I think Dripsky's pretty much just all finishing. If you let him get a chance, he'll finish on it. But we're very good at denying those chances. So I think it's going to be a breeze for our first line tonight. But moving on to our second cook or get cooked candidate, Packers for the Ohio Otters. Obviously, that second line hasn't performed how you'd want it to in the past couple games. Connect me. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. How is Packers going to perform?
I think he'll cook. The Blizzard's second line is going to be a lot weaker because now Dripsky's on the first line. So I think he'll get his bounce back. I think he'll start maybe putting some points on the board, get his motivation back up. He's going to cook.
All right. Well, our final segment, we're going to be examining a trade that took place earlier today involving the Sacramento Surge and the Malibu Marshmallows. The Sacramento Surge receiving Radium 7 and Ala Fresco from the Marshmallows, and Mike's and Berto XD going the other way, heading to Malibu. ZDXW, We'll start with you on the Sacramento side of things. How does this shake up their roster?
It's interesting because, in my opinion, Sacramento got the 2 worst players in the trade. That's just my opinion. But there's an asterisk next to it. Allegedly, it's a he said, she said. Mike's 2X might not show up anymore for Sacramento, and Radium 7 might not show up for Malibu. So if they show up now, it makes sense. So if Radium plays for Sacramento, I think it's a win for them because I don't think Mike's 2X is going to play for them. And Birdo is Birdo. He's washed.
All right. Well, connecting on the Malibu side of things, do you think this gives them any hope for playoffs? Obviously, they have to supplant the Earthquakes to get in, or the Surge, barring a terrible fall off. But
I think it gives them a little more hope, I will say. I think their roster just looks a lot like, I don't know, looking on paper, all season, you look at the Malibu roster on paper and you're like, that team should be good. And they just haven't done it all season. Dudes, external factors, other things. You look at their roster now, again, after this trade, and you're like, that team should be good. So, they could be good. I think, personally, this helps their team a lot more. They get Birdo, good player. I've played with him for a long time. He's pretty good. He's just a very solid player. Mike's 2X, good defenseman when he's not a Wawa baby. That's all I'll say.
That's a key point.
I think that'll do it for tonight's desk. Game's getting underway in 5 minutes. We'll have Al Fresco commentating all 3 tonight.
Let's go.
He will be our host. I have been Demoni, your host for the desk, joined by Konechny and ZDXW. And as always, have a good night. Stay tuned. Game start in 5 minutes. And we're back. Hello, Blockey Sports Network. I am Demoni, joining you for our first game tonight, doing the casting. I'm joined by Luke, my color commentator and cameraman.
Pleasure as always, Demoni.
And tonight we have the New York Bagels taking on the Sacramento Surge at home. The Surge defeated the New York Bagels in New York in their last matchup. This will be their final matchup of the season, barring any playoff meetings. The Surge, a bit of a weird win against the Bagels. Luke, do you have any thoughts on how that game went? Were you there?
that game just looked so sided for the Bagels, and yet they just give up two extremely soft goals, pretty uncharacteristic for Pandaman. I just remember specifically during overtime, I was actually doing the play-by-play for that game. It caught me extremely off guard that I didn't even get a call out. I quite literally just said, "Oh, that is how the game ends," because Gorius kind of pushes into the zone. Pandaman comes flying out of the net and just lets Gorius shoot on an empty net practically. But we are about to get underway now with some new faces here in Sacramento and in New York.
Yep, Radium 7 and Alafresco taking the ice for Sacramento. I'm not sure if Alafresco's playing or not, but we will see. Yeah, it looks like the lines will be Gorius Gasolines with Radium 7 and Arden B.
That's interesting.
Some form of that. Why is Moya taking... Oh, okay. Moya will be on the first line with Goriest. And ohLuvv, the rookie, will be lining with Youppi. Looks as if the Bagels are running a three-man here. Early shot by Goriest. Glove down by Pandaman. Youppi behind his own net, looping around. Getting past Goriest on the near boards. Youppi down the ice. Forced back into his own zone. Youppi trying to cut around Gorius through the middle. Youppi takes a shot. It's in! Youppi from center ice. Airmails one into the far side corner. And it's 1-0 Bagels early.
Sorry, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties with the broadcast camera. Just trying to fix that. Thankfully, I think we still saw that goal, though. It was a little bit of freehand camera movement there, so it's not as smooth as you guys might be a little bit used to. But Youppi just dangling around Gorius and taking a nice P3 in. That's going to slip past Chokington. First shot of the game, first goal. That's huge when you're going against a goalie like Chokington. Hushes the crowd in Sacramento.
ohLuvv winning it back off the face-off. Youppi taking it around. Looking for that same angle, but it's denied by Gorius. He'll go the other way against ohLuvv. Gorius is in! Saved by Pandaman. ohLuvv's welcome to the BHCL moment, getting absolutely walked by Gorius. Here's Youppi. Looking for that P3 from center ice again. A big hit on Gorius, and that will be called. The New York Bagels will be going on the penalty kill, as the Sacramento Surge will send out their power play unit for this 2-on-1.
A hit like that's going to be called all day. Really unfortunate. As you know, that's an accident. That is not what Youppi planned to do. Yet, the results remain all the same. Sacramento getting a chance to bounce back a little bit. Running a weird line, in my opinion, of Moya and Gorius. Not really what I expected to see from them. I guess they did trade away Mike's, which was the usual line mate for Gorius.
Moya, slightly underrated. She really doesn't play that badly when she plays this defensive defenseman role. And here's Top Rages winning it back off the face-off. He'll be penalty killing for the Bagels right now. Brings it up the ice. Leaves it at the blue line for Moya. Top Rages intercepts the pass. Moya trying again. Top Rages still there. Gorius to the middle, nobody there. Top Rages will collect the rebound. It's out to Moya. Moya to the middle for Gorius. Top Rages there for the pass. Moya hesitating to take these shots. Oh, Top Rages will own goal. And that's a Sacramento Surge goal. Top Rages immediately running onto the bench.
I don't know whether to put the graphic up for the Bagels or Sacramento. That is probably one of the most shameless own goals I have seen in my entire time in the BHL. Moya getting credit for the goal there. Kills the penalty pretty perfectly. I would like to see him be a little bit more aggressive at times as he just kind of forfeited possession. Just didn't want to take that risk. Can't blame him. But then he turns around and shoots it right past his own goaltender, Pandaman, who, thank God he got his shutout a couple of days ago, because if not, I know he is fuming. And that's actually probably one of the worst things that can happen to this New York Bagels roster right now.
Pandaman not a fan of own goals. This is the third Bagels own goal this season. So we'll see how they can carry themselves after that tragic mistake. Here's Youppi at center ice. Looking to get past Gasolines. He won't. Gasolines has room. Takes the shot. It's off the outside of the post. Gasolines working it around the net. Youppi able to intercept that. Arden B working on the line with Gasolines. Radium 7 on the bench to start this game. Arden B stealing from Youppi. Looking for the short side. Nothing there. Pandaman getting in the way of that shot. Arden coming away with it in the corner. Youppi able to force that out of the zone. Gasolines leaves it for Arden. Miscommunication there, but it won't matter. Arden looking to get past ohLuvv. He can't. ohLuvv in the corner now. Stretches one up for Youppi, but Gasolines easily gets back for it. Youppi swats the pass down from Gasolines, but unable to capitalize on that loose puck in front of the net, as ohLuvv keeps it in the Sacramento zone. Gasolines stretching one up. None of his teammates there. Youppi taking it now. Trying to get around Goriest. Radium 7 hitting the ice for the Sacramento Surge, as Goriest will shift back to defense. Radium 7 coming away with it in the corner. Yes.
The plan here for Sacramento is to just keep changing things up. Don't let Youppi adapt. That's one of the things he's best at.
That is true. The Bagels, obviously, we don't have the stats to back this up, but they are a second and third period team. They're a very adaptive team. They know how to fix their mistakes quickly, and they know how to point out their opponent's weaknesses quickly, more importantly. So we will see how this game plays out if the Sacramento Surge continue to switch things up. Here's Radium defending against Top Rages. He'll try to receive a pass from Gorius. Nothing there. Radium hitting it to the far boards. Getting around Top Rages. Unable to get the shot away, though, as Top Rages was able to find the defense there. Top Rages advancing up the near boards. Radium and Gasolines will collapse on that puck to take possession for Sacramento. Gasolines up the near boards. Getting past Top Rages. It's forced into the corner. Top Rages makes a play on it. Clears it out to center ice. Arden B's stretch pass intercepted by Top Rages. Arax takes it the other way. Toasted XD in net. Or no. I apologize. The jersey colors a little similar. So excuse that mistake. Gasolines working it to the middle. Pinged away by Top Rages before he could get the shot away. Youppi on the ice for the Bagels. Cuts past Gasolines. Nothing there, though, as the angle is taken away by the collaborative effort of the Sacramento defenders. 29 seconds to go. Game still tied. Youppi looking for room in center ice. Won't get it. Gasolines carries it to the corner. Top Rages. Little small pass up for Youppi. Over to the other side. Top Rages is not there. Gasolines gets to the puck first. Clears it out. Youppi to the middle. Goriest pings that pass down. Youppi's P3. Smothered by Goriest. Top Rages. Will they have time? Stretches it up for Youppi. Gasolines gets to the puck first, and he'll ice the period. It's 1-1. Sacramento leading the shot counter 3-2. Granted, one of those shots was taken by the New York Bagel Top Rages. Luke, do you think the Sacramento Surge can stay in this game?
I definitely think they can. When you have a goalie like Chokington and you have defense like Gorius, you're looking basically to play the game like this. You're looking to get a goal or two and win off of that. They're not going to go out here and their plan is not to come out and score a ton of goals. Their plan is to get one or two and stop the other team from scoring anything. Obviously, Youppi scoring on the very first shot of the game, a couple of seconds in, but they've only gotten one shot beyond that. Obviously, they've had a ton of chances, but the defense has just been all over the puck, preventing anything major from happening. I just, as a Malibu Marshmallow, this does not surprise me
Here we go.
that it is going this way. It does not surprise me that things are going this way. Why could Top Rages not own goal last night? Scientists have been asking that for hours.
Oh boy. Well,
But-
I mean,
What have you seen here tonight?
just great defense from the Surge. First of all, only allowed two shots in that period. But I mean, I feel like the Bagels just aren't, they're not clicking without Tango on that second line, which I feel like he would be the driving force on that offense. Top Rage is kind of forced to just take it himself. Not really knowing how to work with Arax yet. We'll see if they can figure it out during the second period. Obviously, with the Bagels' only goal, it was a bit of a weak one. Chokington not really able to find the glove on that one. But
Yeah, but when you're
know.
such a good goalie, it seems like that's kind of been the story of this season, is these goalies absolutely balling out and then letting in these little weak shots. So I'm kind of not
Yeah,
surprised by that.
you're gonna let those in, no matter who you are. But it's just a tough one when you've been so good for so long and you let one of those in, and you're not facing a whole lot of shots. You're not too warm. I'm curious to see if Vasilevsky will maintain his skill here, or if he folds under the pressure. Because as a goalie myself, you kind of tend to get cold if you don't face a shot for a while. So when you do, it's a little surprising,
Yeah,
But we'll see if Vasilevsky can get warm, I guess.
if anyone can do it, though, it's Choked. His teams have always been defense first.
Yeah, that is true. Here's Radium carrying into the zone, stolen by Youppi. Gorius defending the neutral zone. Radium gets a shot off, saved by Pandaman, and the puck will be out of play. Bit of a game bug there. No worries, though, as it just results in a face-off.
Radium and Gorgas finally united at last. Choke has been after this player all season.
Two former Philadelphia Freedom players who won the Cup in BHL Season 20. Here's Radium with the blast. That doesn't make it to the net. ohLuvv, good pass up for Youppi. He's ISO'd with Gorius, but he whiffs on it. Forced to run back to retrieve the puck in his own zone. Radium, good forecheck there. Looking to get it out of the corner. Youppi will succeed in doing so. Youppi has ohLuvv on his wing, tries the pass. Whiffs on the puck, though. Youppi cutting past the defense. Takes the shot, and Chokington shoulders that one away with his left pad. Gorius now chasing the puck back into the Bagels zone. Youppi with it. Gorius pressures. Able to whack that puck towards Pandaman. Bit of a weak shot, easily turned aside. Youppi still with it. Gets it up the near boards. Radium 7 clamps him up at the blue line. Forces him back to neutral ice. Gorius fails to hold him. Youppi hits the near post. Taps in the rebound and scores. Youppi with his second. And the Bagels are up 2-1.
It's good to see Youppi bouncing back after kind of a quiet game last night. Yeah, he got a goal, but it was an empty netter after kind of losing the line battle, the first line matchup against Z01. But right now, he has been fairly all over the play. When he has possession of the puck, it's shown to be extremely dominant. And it's only a matter of time before he scores another one if he continues to play like this. Absolutely stripping Radium 7 and just getting past both Gorius and Chokington with almost the same exact move. 2-1 New York Bagels.
Well, we'll see if the Surge can crawl back into this game. Arden B and Gasoline's on the second line now against Arax and Top Rages, who haven't had the best chem so far. We'll see if the Surge can take advantage of that as Arax works it deep into the zone. Gasoline's able to get it out to the boards. He'll chase it. 2-on-1 developing. Gasoline's to the middle for Arden. Trying to get around. He can't. No angle there. I believe Top Rages may have gotten the stick on it on the back check. Gasoline's keeping it in the zone. Pandaman sliding over to whack that puck and clear it.
Second line looking extremely shaky right now.
I do agree. Arax out to the middle for Top Rages. This P3 goes nowhere. Top Rages defended by Gasolines. Pretty well, as Gasolines will get it up the near boards. Winning those board battles is a strong suit of Gasolines. As Top Rages steals, Vasilevsky steps in front of that puck before Top Rages can finish on the chance. And he'll deny a goal. Gasolines right into Arax, who gets the shot away, but Vasilevsky yet again holding that angle. Able to maintain his position well. Arax in the middle. That pass is defended by Goriest. Radium 7 up the ice now. Radium looking to get it out of the corner. Trying to wrestle it free from Top Rages. He will. Hits the pullback. Almost gets the shot away, but Arax swoops in on defense and saves the day. Arax working it at the right blue line. Goriest to the middle for Radium. That shot goes nowhere. Radium on the boards, defended by Youppi. Radium getting it out of the corner. Pandaman sliding away from his post. Dangerous there. But it's sent out to the Sacramento Surge zone, where Goriest will collect it. Arax steals into the corner. Looking for the pass out to Youppi, I believe. Bagels should be getting a change here soon. Goriest now taking it. Goriest over for Radium. ohLuvv defending that pass well. He's been solid tonight. On the line with Youppi, who brings it out of the corner. In center ice, his P3 well wide. Vasilevsky pings it to the corner for his defenseman Goriest. ohLuvv trying the curve. Wow, some confidence from the young gun here. Obviously unable to get the shot away, but great chance for ohLuvv. Here's Goriest to the middle for nobody, as I believe he thought Radium was there, but he was changing for Gasolines. Gasolines now, a minute left in the second period. He'll advance it up the near boards. Gets past Youppi, working it deep behind the Bagels net. Youppi pulling it back, coming away with it. Dumps it all the way back into the Surge zone. Arden B fights him in the corner for it. Youppi gets free! Looking for the shot! It's denied. Arden B coming into the crease to ping that one away. Gasolines on the boards. Looking to get it out. Youppi takes it. Looks for the curve. Nothing there. Arden B. The Sacramento Surge still have not cleared the puck. There's 20 seconds to go in this first period. Youppi's hungry for one more. Here's Arden B for Gasolines in the middle. Top Rage is intercepting that one. Youppi will take a late change on for Arax, who sprung in the middle. Arden B able to defend against that one, and I believe that'll ice the second period. 2-1 Bagels at the end of 2. One more period to go. Luke, what do the Surge have to do to get back into this game?
I really think if the Surge want to get back into this game, it's going to be up to them to have a little bit of a second line diff. Things have not necessarily been going well for the Bagels second line. Looks like the chemistry is just not there for Arax and Top Rages. Kind of surprising considering they're both such great players. You would think that things would just click maybe a little bit more than they are right now. But it's been rough when they've been out on the ice. They've given up several fairly good opportunity chances. And the other thing they're going to have to do is just shut down Youppi. Youppi turning it up another notch that last period, just really going in, getting some great shots, some great opportunities. Honestly, I don't have the exact stat on hand, but I would not be surprised if he has the majority, probably 5 or 6 of the Bagels 7 shots.
Yeah, I agree. Youppi definitely having himself a game, but ohLuvv, I guess we can highlight him. He's been a solid line mate. You know, he has not made too many mistakes. Obviously, getting beat quite a lot in that first period. He seemed to have prepped himself for this game, and the lights certainly do not look too bright for the rookie. On the other side, Radium 7 working well on the forecheck for the Surge, but their struggles lie on the defensive end. Youppi able to get a lot of chances that period. We'll see how they can fix things come the second period. I feel like they should put Moya back on that line with Goriest.
Really, I disagree. I think that Radium's actually looked pretty solid out there with Goriest, and I think that you know, going forward, I can see the Surge kind of thinking that this might be a loss. This is a hard matchup for them, so you kind of want what your plan is going forward to get thrown into the fire. You want them to have this high danger, high risk game, because if you're gonna want to win everything one day, you're gonna have to beat them eventually. You're gonna have to beat the better team eventually.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, they have beat the better team a couple times this season. They've outperformed their expectations, but we're certainly not seeing that tonight. At least not in these first two periods. Alafresco taking the ice. Hello?
He's just saying hi.
Will
There's
he
no
get a
way.
start?
There's no way.
He may just be saying hi.
Off the ice he goes.
Yeah, well, Alafresco has not seen any action this season for either team he's been on. The Marshmallows not playing him, obviously. And the Surge not looking to do so this game either. Here's Radium 7 taking the ice for the Sacramento Surge, winning the faceoff despite being warped to the bench for some reason. Here's Radium working Youppi in the corner, trying to get it free. Radium, a good forechecker, can't hold Youppi. Youppi dumps it deep in the Surge zone. Goriest wins that puck, getting past ohLuvv, or no, he won't. ohLuvv wins that battle against a more experienced defender. Youppi for ohLuvv at the top of the circle. Goriest gets the shot first. He'll take it up the ice. Youppi with it in the far corner now. Shifty behind the net is Youppi. Can't get past Radium. Radium has the short side, but Pandaman gives him nothing. Goriest to the middle. Radium can't get the shot away. Massive hit on Youppi, no call. Was on the puck, so I get the no call there, and that puck's out of play.
It's kind of interesting. We're kind of almost looking at a what if right now. Obviously, Radium probably would have been playing the second line rather than the first line, but Radium missing the game against the Bagels last night, only to play against them tonight.
Yeah, here's Radium 7, losing the faceoff to ohLuvv. Goriest up the ice for Radium. He has room. It's taken away by Youppi. He just works it to the middle. Nobody there. Some confusion on the Bagels' part, but they'll figure it out as ohLuvv takes it past Goriest. Almost has the short side, but Goriest able to defeat him on the back check there. Goriest working it out of his own corner. Behind the net. ohLuvv into the other corner. Good pressure on Goriest. ohLuvv been playing exceptionally well in this third period, defending some experienced players like Goriest and Radium. Here's Youppi. Down the ice past Gasolines. Into the Surge corner, pulls it back, looking for Arax at the point. No pass angles there. Youppi gets the shot away, pulls it from Arden B and scores. An incredible goal for the hat trick.
Well, if someone's going to win the game for you, it's going to be Youppi for the New York Bagels. That was an insane goal. Really not quite sure. The broadcast angle doesn't have a great view on it, but it looks like he gets a really, really, really tight and weird curve off against Chokington to get that to slip into the net. I cannot really tell if he maybe hit it once or two more times after his initial hit to really solidify that curve, but Chokington looked like he had the entire net covered, staring Youppi down, and yet somehow it finds its way into the back. That really, really is not what you want if you're a Sacramento Surge.
All right, well, 3 minutes and 10 seconds. The Sacramento Surge need to. Arax working it into the circle. Nothing there as Gasolines takes away the shooting angle. Arax looking for the near post. Vasilevsky left it a little bit open. Obviously, not able to capitalize there. Here's Top Rages working it to the point. Gasolines getting it away from him. This Bagels' second line seems to have figured things out. Big hit on Gasolines. No call there. Arden B into the corner. tries to get one out for Gasolines. Top rages for Arax. Nothing there, and Arden B will send this puck out of play.
Starting to feel a little bit desperate right now if you're a Sacramento Surge. Not a lot of time left in this game to come back.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Chokington, the leader of this team, what do you want to do for the lines here? Do you want to stack your first line, put Gasolines and Goriest on, or?
I think if anything, their lines are kind of stacked as they currently are with Radium and Gorius. I really think that that's probably their best option. They need to do what they're basically doing right now and line match the second line and beat that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not much you can do if you're the Sacramento Surge besides score here as Radium gets a nice shot on Pandaman that's turned aside. Goriest. Good swap by Radium off the clearing attempt by Top Rages. He'll force him into the corner before getting beat on the boards. Top Rages to the middle. Goriest pings down the pass. Arax has a shot now, but it's taken away by Radium. Good defense by the Surge, but not enough offense. You want to get some more shots on if you're really trying to be aggressive here. Here's Goriest trying to take up the boards. Top Rages will defend against that. Minute 29 to go. Top Rages looking for the curve. It's pinged away by Vasilevsky before he can get a shot off. Top Rages to the middle. Youppi takes it. Saved by Vasilevsky, sliding in the way of that one. Sharp positioning there from the veteran. Here's Goriest. Final minute of the third. About to go underway. Arden B in the corner with it. Has Gasolines on the boards. Youppi takes it away from him. Youppi looking for the shot. Saved by Vasilevsky. He'll ping it to the middle. Gasolines winning it past Youppi. Down the near boards. ohLuvv pinning him into the corner. Youppi cuts to the middle. Getting past Arden B. Youppi has an edge. Arden B takes it away. Youppi looking for a sneaky shot off the boards. That goes wide. 41 seconds to go. Hope is dying for the Surge here. As Youppi looking to get it out. He won't. Gasolines beats him. Gasolines is in, looking for the far side. Narrowly misses as that shot graces the post. Gasolines has the pass, but he whiffs on it. And Arax will steal. Youppi getting it out to the middle. Arden B can't defend against him. Youppi's in. Chokington makes the save. It may be too late, as the Sacramento Surge are going to drop this game. Puck is pinged out. Youppi looking for one last goal. The puck is out of play. Formality. Last 2 seconds here. But the Sacramento Surge will lose this game, and the New York Bagels will come away with a 3-1 win.
I'm really interested to see how things go down the line with this loss. This could have been a lock-in, really solidified Sacramento Surge's spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, if the Surge win this game, they only have to have one more win to clinch playoffs. And obviously, the Surge not expected to win this one in the first place. But, you know, if you are the Surge, you want to at least try and turn some heads by getting a big win against somebody you already upset. It would be huge if any team is able to get 2 wins against the New York Bagels this season.
I don't think we've seen that happen yet, have we? They usually go 1-1.
We have not. No. And usually winning the second matchup. Obviously a very adaptive team. And we saw that tonight, you know. It was tied after the first period, but they brought things back, scoring a goal in the second and a goal in the third to really seal the deal here. I believe that'll be it for this game. We'll come back at you at 7:45, where the Paris Pigeons will be holding a rematch against the LA Earthquakes, this time in Los Angeles. So stay tuned for that one, starting in 17 minutes. We'll see you then. I've been Devoni. Thank you for watching Game 1.
All right, everyone. I've been Luke, handing over the stream to somebody else. You might have a slight interruption in things, but hopefully it should instantly go to the next person. Have a good one. Bye.
All right, we are back for game 2. We are here in Los Angeles to see the Los Angeles Earthquakes take on the Paris Pigeons as the regular season is winding down. Finally getting to the end of things here. Both these teams currently both in a playoff spot. They just played each other in the last game day at the Winter Classic. It is game day 15. We're getting down to the end of things. I'm Alfresco. Finally back. I feel like it's been a while since I've commentated things consistently. I'm joined beside me by our cameraman tonight, Youppi. And we're gonna
Okay, now they can hear me. Hello, stream.
yeah, we're gonna be taking you through tonight's matchup. Probably the second one as well. Later at 8:30, but we'll be interested to see how this one turns out. Obviously, Paris taking the Winter Classic 2-1 yesterday. Looks like no TJF for the Earthquakes. They will be putting Vaculate Beef in the lineup tonight. Paris, it looks like Pluds will be playing Skate.
Yeah. Very interesting swap from them. It seems like they have more faith in Pluds as a skater than Tiger Lover, and they think Tiger Lover could do a good enough job to fill in Pluds' shoes in the goal. It's going to be really interesting to see if that works out for them. What do you think, Al?
It should be an interesting strategy. Pluds is a very good goaltender as well as a very, very good skater. So this will be, I think, his debut as skater.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm
debut
wrong. In
as
the pro
skater
leagues.
in the BHCL. I don't even think you're doing him justice. He is an elite goaltender, and they're deciding to put in someone that hasn't played goalie in an official match in what feels like seasons. I can't remember the last time I saw Tiger Lover in the goal.
All right, face-off getting underway here as Vaculate Beef wins the draw versus R-Doggy. It'll be Marvin Harrison Jr. and R-Doggy on the ice versus Ghostyferret and Vaculate Beef. Ghostyferret trying to work around the outside, but R-Doggy a good job there. R-Doggy walking past Vaculate Beef, looking for an opportunity in front, but it's hit away by Nixies before he's able to get the shot away. R-Doggy crossing it for Marvin Harrison Jr., but it's hit away by Ghostyferret. A little bit of new faces for Paris as they are down quite a few starters. Marvin Harrison Jr. starting on this first line with R-Doggy. Ghostyferret cuts to the middle, past Marvin Harrison Jr., shot saved by Tiger Lover. Rebound, it'll be offside, but the shot gets off anyway from Vac. It's stopped by Tiger Lover nonetheless, but it was indeed offsides. R-Doggy in the corner. It'll be Vaculate Beef now. Passing it out for Ghostyferret. But it's hit away by R-Doggy. Ghostyferret trying to work past the the Paris Pigeons there, but R-Doggy hitting it away. R-Doggy behind the net now in the offensive zone, trying to turn towards the net, but it's cleared away by Ghostyferret. Vac hitting it to the boards. R-Doggy, a nice pullback. He's in front in space, but it's stopped by Nixies. Ghostyferret behind the net now. Clearing it up the boards. Ghostyferret has man open, tries to pass it to the middle, but coming out of his net there is Tiger Lover to clear the puck away. R-Doggy forechecking along the boards, hits it to the side of the net there. Ferret trying to pull it back past R-Doggy, but a good forecheck yet again. R-Doggy doing a great job of forechecking on this first line, but Ghostyferret able to clear the zone. Marvin Harrison Jr. pulls it back past Ghostyferret and is able to clear the zone, trying to look for a little bit more, but Vaculate Beef able to regroup and take it behind his own net. Back hitting it up the boards, clearing the zone, but Marvin Harrison Jr. looking to get right back in, and he will do so. Nice pullback there, trying to cross it, or maybe take a shot there, but it went right through the crease and was nowhere close.
Al, was Stam turned on a little bit too late? These guys have been out there for a while.
Yeah, it was turned on quite a bit late, but they will be changing now.
Yeah,
Big
finally.
shift for the first lines. Obviously, you know, quite a long shift there, but they finally able to get off the ice for the second lines. Outside the zone, Konechny looking for a shot, but hit away there. Big hit by Transports. But the referee keeps his whistle silent, and we play on as Transports trying to turn the puck past Konechny. It'll be Quake now in the corner, in the defensive zone, pinged away by Transports. Quake behind his own net. Taking his time as Pludz tries to forecheck him, but Quake gets past him. It's a 2-on-1 for LA. Quake, a shot from deep. He scores! Quake TFA puts one on the board. It's 1-0 LA.
I really thought he was going to opt to pass that there, but I think he just has so much confidence playing against a goalie like TigerLuvv, who's very inexperienced, and he definitely saw that far side open with TigerLuvv being just a little out of position. Watching the replay, he was definitely leaning towards his inside post, so great decision making by Quake there on the rush to take advantage of a misplay by the Pigeons.
Yeah, fantastic play there. Pludz beat there on the forecheck to start. Obviously not a great start to his skater debut in the league. Getting burnt pretty badly there and allowing Quake to have options
there. It was a bad
there.
debut for both of them, no?
Yeah.
One of the first shots that TigerLuvv ever faces, and the first shift of Pludz, and they both kind of blundered. You gotta wonder, maybe they swap places. That doesn't happen.
Konechny trying to work in front, but it's hit away by transports. This Paris Pigeon second line could be considered their weak point all season, but Pludz a nice ping. He's got space, a shot saved by Nixies. Pludz trying to get it right back and redeem himself, but Nixie stands tall, and we play on. Quake working it up the boards, but it's hit away by Pludz. Transports clears the zone. Quake given a lot of time here. He's had the puck quite a bit. He passes across to Konechny. Konechny trying to work around the outside, but a good play there by Pludz. Pludz keeping it along the boards as Quake TFA enters the zone on the forecheck. Transports now. Clears it up. Trying to look for Pludz, but Nick is there. Konechny, a good job to clear the puck. Pludz, a nice pullback, a shot around the outside, but it didn't hit net, and it goes wide. Quake, again, given a ton of space by the Pigeons to work the puck freely in his defensive zone. It's turned over. Marvin Harrison Jr. in alone. Saved by Nixies. Rebound by Blockey. What a save by Nixies.
That was phenomenal.
May have hit his hitbox at some point, but a great ping nonetheless. It might have been going in, might have not. As Ghostyferret clears the zone. Ghostyferret, stolen by Marvin Harrison Jr. Clears it across for ohLuvv, but it's pinged away by Ghostyferret. But a nice pullback from ohLuvv. ohLuvv in alone. Saved by Nixies. He will cover.
Yeah, Nixies is just one of those goalies that's super fundamentally sound and is going to make the saves you need him to make. But he went a little bit above and beyond there with that rebound save on ohLuvv. The initial shot was, not the greatest, but that rebound chance, 9 out of 10 times you would expect that to convert into a goal, and he denied that.
Yeah, from my perspective, it looked like it hit just the edge of the hitbox, and he was able to, I know he was able to ping it out of the air, but I believe it hit his hitbox first there. So again, great positioning all around from Nixies. Marvin Harrison Jr. in alone, but a good ping from BHCL to stop him from getting a shot away. Almost ends up putting it on his own net there with a couple seconds remaining in the period, but that'll be the end of things. The LA Earthquake get out to a hot start here with Quake TFA's goal. It's 1-0 to end the first period.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a very good period for the Pigeons, I'd say. Despite the score, they definitely put up a lot more quality chances, and I would be bold enough to say that I think ohLuvv has been outplaying Ghostyferret for most of this match so far. Marvin Harrison Jr. has stepped up big. The only thing I want to see the Pigeons do is move the puck a little bit more between each other and kind of get those fundamentals down. The goal they conceded was off of a pretty bad misplay, getting burned on the forecheck by on Pludz, and that cost them a goal. And they need to make sure they're not allowing those mistakes to continue happening if they're going to be shooting on a goalie that's playing as hot as Nixies, where this game might end up being a 1-0, 2-1 finish at this current pace if the Pigeons can't start, putting goals up on the board consistently.
Yeah, you got to think there, if Pludz doesn't commit there, the Earthquake only have one shot that period. So obviously, the Pigeons did outplay them. I've seen a lot of Marvin Harrison Jr. in scrims recently. He's been on the server quite a bit, and he is surprisingly good, and it's showing in that game. He is really besting that first line and almost generating a lot more scoring chances than you would expect from a bench player, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that there are some other teams that believe that he deserves more opportunities at the highest level. And he's finally getting to prove himself on the Pigeons. He definitely does look a little nervous, though. I will, I don't want to discredit him, but you can tell That shot on that breakaway was kind of just a 5-hole right into the middle of the goal. You'd want to see him maybe go off that inside post, maybe try to go around the goalie, but he was just taking the opportunity he was given. And I mean, I have to respect it. He at least got the shot away. But, you know, and more experience, I think with more experience, he can finish chances like that.
Yeah, I would like to see a little bit more out of the Earthquakes first line between Ghostyferret and Vac. It's looked phenomenal in past games, but today it just doesn't seem to be working.
Oh yeah, they've been slow so far. I'd say that the Ardoggy Ghostyferret matchup has been in favor of Ardoggy so far, and that's what this game is really going to come down to. If you like think about it, other than that one goal, most games come down to the battle between superstars, and so far Ardoggy is definitely besting him.
Yeah, Ghostyferret having a pregame meal, maybe slowing him down a little bit on the ice. He's got to pick it up in this second period, as we have about like 15 seconds until puck drop. Youppi, who do you think comes out on top in the second period?
I really think it's going to be the Pigeons. I think they're going to break through Nixies. He's been, you know, a consistently good goaltender this season, but he also tends to make at least 1 or 2 mistakes that cost him a goal every game. And I want him to beat that kind of, not the allegations, because it is just a fact, but I want him to kind of, you know, beat those bad habits out of him and maybe put on another shutout period. But I think it's bound to happen with how good the Pigeons have been playing.
All right, face-off underway as ohLuvv takes it into the Pigeon zone, but it's instantly cleared by Ardoggy. Ardoggy works past Ghostyferret, but both players there on the back check hitting the puck away from Ardoggy. Ardoggy trying to regroup at that corner shot. He loves that corner P3,
he does that
but
every time, and everybody knows it too. He's got to start switching it up if he's going to try to pull that shot off.
yeah, Ghostyferret read it quite well there and was able to clear the zone quite easily.
And too many highlight reels.
Marvin Harrison Jr. trying to clear it up to Ardoggy, but Ghostyferret intercepts, and the puck ends up out of play.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just add on to what I was saying. If at the highest level, players are going to make adaptations based on what they're seeing you do. And if you're going to keep going out to right where the hash marks are and turning and shooting, other players are going to let you run up there, and they're just going to hit the puck away from you once you get to that position and get a 2-on-1 if you're not ready for it.
Yeah, Ardoggy's got to be careful there as ohLuvv wins the faceoff yet again. Almost gets a shot away, but it's pinged away by Ardoggy. Marvin Harrison Jr. in the corner now versus ohLuvv 24. ohLuvv wins it, clears it across the crease, but Ardoggy's right there, and he's able to clear the zone. A fight in the neutral zone between Ardoggy and Ghostyferret. Ferret backs off, and Ardoggy takes possession. He works into the Earthquake zone. Behind the net now, Ferret takes the puck from Ardoggy. He's got plenty of time and space. Clears it across for ohLuvv, but a good read there from Marvin Harrison Jr. Not so confident there in stepping up on that puck. It was kind of a nervous step up. As Ghostyferret again takes the puck in his defensive zone. Marvin Harrison Jr. hitting it back for Ardoggy. Ardoggy got plenty of space here as the Pigeons go for an early line change. Transport's on the ice now, but Ardoggy's pass is intercepted by Ghostyferret. A shot saved by ohLuvv. Transport's now back in his own end, given plenty of time and space. He will still blast it up to Pludz, and it's pinged away by Ghostyferret. Connecting on the ice for the Earthquakes. He cuts to the middle. Got plenty of space as well. Both these teams giving quite a lot of space. Connecting in alone, saved by ohLuvv. Definitely had a good look there, but not the greatest shot. Gotten away by Konechny. It's an easy save for ohLuvv, and they head the other way. Pludz hitting it back for Transports, but it's hit away by Quake TFA. Quake TFA has Nick across, but Transports hits it away. A little bit of an errant pass there. Transports a shot saved by Nixies. Pludz in the corner now. Forechecking Quake TFA. Pludz. Now. It's gonna go for a pullback. What a goal by Pludz. He sneaks it in from the side of the net. It's 1-1.
You know, like, I really want to be, and I am impressed by that goal, but it feels like that goal, it's getting so much more common in the league, and you've got to start being prepared to guard it. And I'm watching the replay right now. Quake TFA really got too pushed up in the corner. Kind of just let Pludz walk into the middle because he thought Nixies were going to have it. And then a phenomenal pull to get that puck around Nixies by Pludz. And he's showing you why he deserves to be a skater and a goalie at the highest level.
I'm surprised the Earthquakes were not ready for that move. I feel like that's how Pludz scores half of his scrimmage goals. They kind of just let him walk in and freely do that move, and Pludz definitely has that in his bag, and that's why he is such a confident skater, and that's why they're playing him outside of the net, even though he's an elite goaltender, as he wins the faceoff here and works it back into the corner again. Quake TFA steals it from him. He passes it up for Konechny. Konechny now. Trying to work around here, but good ping by Transports, and he's able to clear. Quake now. Trying to work around Pludz, but unable to. Quake takes it behind his own net. Looking to cross, though, but fakes it out and goes to the far boards. But Transports reads it well and is able to pinch on it. Pludz now working up the ice. It ends up in the corner. Quake TFA has possession of it, but Pludz trying to get in there. Trying to scrap away at the forecheck. He does have a little bit of space now. Pludz trying to pull it back, but Konechny reads it well. Pludz now out for ohLuvv. Shot saved by Nixies. Great sliding save from the LA goaltender there, and he plays the puck. Quake behind his net now. Pressured by ohLuvv. ohLuvv doing a great job of maintaining the puck inside the zone. Quake able to clear the zone finally. As Ghostyferret, a nice ping on Marvin Harrison Jr. Ghostyferret trying to get it around the outside, but it hits the post and goes wide. Good play there from ohLuvv as well to get a stick on it. As ohLuvv now into his defensive zone. ohLuvv working it up the boards, able to clear. Now cutting to the middle, cutting back to the outside. But Ghostyferret able to win the puck away from him and pulls it back. 2-on-1 emerging for the Earthquakes. Ghostyferret works around Marvin Harrison Jr., but he's able to recover. Able to turn around and hit it to the corner. ohLuvv and ohLuvv fighting behind the net. Both players changing possession of the puck. ohLuvv trying to clear it, but again, ohLuvv doing a great job of keeping it in the corner. ohLuvv finally gets it past them and out of the zone. It's worked up the boards as ohLuvv trying to shoot the puck from the near side or the far side boards, but Marvin Harrison Jr. doing a good job of playing defense on him. ohLuvv regrouping, taking possession behind his own net. LA was offside there, so they'll tag up as ohLuvv passing it for Marvin Harrison Jr. Works it up the near boards here. Game becoming much more of a board play game. Lot less opportunities on both sides to end this period. ohLuvv up for Ghostyferret, looking for a shot to end the period, but it's hit away by the Pigeons, and they will go into this period tied 1-1. Thoughts?
I mean, that was definitely a better period, and I'd say that it was a better period from both teams. The Pigeons were continuing to do what was working for them in the first period, and it felt like the Earthquake were getting a little more active, but it still just is not enough. At this current pace. Right now they're getting outshot by over double. And they really haven't had an answer for ohLuvv or an answer for Pludz. Obviously Pludz had a bit of a slow start, but I think that goal is going to give him a lot of confidence and a lot of momentum on the second line against Konechny and Quake, who honestly have not looked the best. You would hope that your second line kind of starts to show out when the other team is missing players, because what usually ends up happening is those second liners, they kind of trickle up to the first line. Obviously, that's not the case here, but they are still not playing their normal lines. You would want to see your second line get active and kind of give your team an advantage, but they're really not playing to that strength that they have right now.
Yeah, I'd love the Earthquakes to get away a couple more shots here. I mean, we talked about how Pludz is such an elite goaltender, and him not being in the net and putting in the backup in TigerLuvv. Obviously, he was a little out of position on the first goal. You got to start throwing the puck at the net a little bit more.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just been a pretty slow-paced game in terms of the Earthquakes performance. They haven't really been doing all that much. It feels like all their chances are just coming off of the back of mistakes being made by the Pigeons. They're kind of just banking on the other team making an error and then trying to score, but when it comes to creating chances on their own, they're just kind of incapable of doing so.
Yeah, one thing I've learned is you got to be proactive instead of reactive, because if you're going to continuously be reactive, you're not going to get too far, and it feels like the they're playing are very reactive. Yeah.
And that's exactly what the game looks like. It feels like the Earthquake are playing on the back foot, trying to do what they can with the chances they're being given. And it really is unfortunate because it looked like Ghostyferret was really starting to turn up his level of play going into this end of the season to make sure his team makes the playoffs. And it feels like he's slowed down so much since even just last game. where they kind of blew out the Surge in a game where the Surge were obviously weak on players, but you still want to see the same level of play despite the opponent, and he just isn't bringing that tonight.
You could argue that Paris is very weak on their players tonight, and it's not the same result.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue that Pluds is a pretty good fill-in for that
Oh,
second line
absolutely.
forward spot. You could argue he's even better, because Tiger Lover really hasn't had to do much. Whereas I feel like if you swap the roles, that might be a different story, and Pluds might be having to bail him out in the goal as he usually does.
Face off underway as ohLuvv wins it. Got to give a little bit of credit to Marvin Harrison Jr. He's doing a great job of locking down the first line. As he clears it up, looking for ohLuvv there. Big whiff from Ghostyferret. ohLuvv trying to take advantage of it, but takes it a little too close to the boards, and a good position save there from Nixies. Puck ends up outside the zone and in the ref circle. Ghostyferret chasing it down the boards, but ohLuvv is there. Both players fighting for the puck, but ohLuvv able to clear. Bagels Beef takes it right back in for the Earthquakes. Puck ends up on the near boards. Both teams continuously fighting for the puck. Not looking to give up that huge scoring chance to let the other team go ahead. Marvin Harrison Jr. in center ice, but chased down by both Earthquake players. Ends up behind the net. Again, becoming a much slower and defensive battle here, as both teams not looking to give up that goal, as Ghostyferret trying to work it around the outside of the Pigeons, but ohLuvv doing a good job of forcing him to the boards. And vice versa, as Ghostyferret doing a good job of forcing ohLuvv to the boards. Ghostyferret in the corner. Pinged by ohLuvv, good forecheck here for the Pigeons. He's able to keep the puck into the zone. Pull back from one of the two, I think it was Ferret there. Able to clear the zone. Good curve there as he crosses sides of the ice, but ohLuvv again doing a good job on that back check. Bagels Beef here, good forecheck here, keeps it in the zone. ohLuvv trying to work around, and he is able to clear the zone. Early line change for Paris as they get transports onto the ice. He's working against Ghostyferret now behind the net. Konechny on the ice for the Earthquakes as Ghostyferret hits it behind the net and goes for a line change. Risky strategy there, but transport's unable to take advantage though. Trying to pull it back towards the side of the net there, but unable to. Konechny now. Clears the zone, but transports wins it back on the back check. But it's cleared to the corner. Konechny. Behind the net. Trying to clear, but again, transports keeps in the zone, trying to look for Pluds, but Konechny clears it and hits it away. Pluds behind his own net. Usually you see him in his net, not behind his own net, but
he's not comfortable
today,
back here.
Good forecheck by Konechny. Pluds unable to clear the zone. Konechny trying to work it towards the middle, but it's hit away by Pluds. Quake hitting it back into his own end and is able to clear the zone. Pulls it back. Trying to cross it for Nick, but dangerous spot there. Pluds, instead of trying to force it towards the middle, he takes it to the boards, and the Earthquakes read it well. Konechny trying to work up the boards, but Pluds is there, and he's able to clear. Quake takes it back in. He's got Nick in the middle. Konechny looking for a shot. He just waits way too long there, and it's an easy block for Pluds. Paris dodges a bullet there as Konechny was wide open in the slot. Bit of a line change miscommunication from the Pigeons, but Earthquakes can't take advantage there as ohLuvv was sitting right next to the puck. Ghostyferret crossing it for Bagels Beef, who whiffs and gives the puck right to ohLuvv. ohLuvv trying to work around Vac, but a good ping there. Puck still is in the Earthquake zone. ohLuvv keeping it in. Great forecheck here. Thought they were able to get it out, but unable to. Marvin Harrison Jr. keeping it in yet again, but the Paris Pigeons are offside, so they'll have to tag up. Ghostyferret given a lot of room. Does get it past ohLuvv briefly, but again, the Pigeons work it right back into the zone. Ghostyferret in the corner. Taking his time. Works it behind the net now. 42 seconds remain in this third period. Both teams obviously will be happy with 1 point, but you always want 2. You always want your opponent to get 0 at the end of the day.
Yeah, this is I'm sure all the other teams around the Earthquakes in the standings right now that are fighting for that playoff spot are really not happy to see this go to overtime. And they're probably praying that ohLuvv scores on this forecheck right now.
Yeah, but a good ping from Ghostyferret, keeping it in the corner. He seems content with the 1 point here, because he's working it behind the net. One last opportunity for the Earthquakes, but he hits it too far, and Marvin Harrison able to clear. ohLuvv one last chance, but it's hit away by Ghostyferret, and we will be seeing overtime here in LA. It's still 1-1. A very, very defensive period, much more less action-packed. Only 1 shot that period and was from Paris. Quite the defensive showing.
Yeah, no, it really was. I mean, the shots show that it was. I think it wasn't as defensive as 1 shot on goal. ohLuvv was definitely generating a lot of good opportunities. He just wasn't able to get that final hit off to get the puck on goal. But I will give credit where credit's due. The Earthquakes definitely tightened up defensively this period. They did what they needed to do to get themselves to extra time. But you know, you don't win if you make it extra time. You have to score another goal, and I'm just really not confident in them being able to do that. Considering the lack of offense they've been able to generate ever since that Quake TFA goal. They had that cool opportunity when Nick got the pass from Quake across the zone, but it was misplaced, and by the time Nick got to it, it was too late to even release the shot. And when that's your best chance of the last 2 periods, then there's something wrong with what you're doing.
Yeah, I got a question, like the Earthquake style of play here. They are the better team on paper tonight, obviously with Paris missing key players like ohLuvv, and obviously, you know, players like Caspit, who, you know, have been on their first and second lines all period. When you have a paper advantage, you have to, you know, take control of the game, and instead it feels like the Earthquakes are playing like they are the inferior team here and just trying to push the game to overtime for a point, and then trying to, like, maybe if Paris makes a mistake in overtime, try to take advantage of that. That's usually a strategy you usually see from, like, very, very bad teams, just trying to squeak out 1 or 2 points.
I mean, that's literally what the Popcorn do. And we know what the
Yeah.
Popcorn are. They're not a great team. And that's how they've been able to pull off some wins, is because they just kind of play into other teams' mistakes, and then if they get a lead, sometimes the other team even just lets them build up the lead, but most of the time it just comes off of, you know, a fluky shot from the neutral zone, gets in the goal, and then they just kind of try to play defense. That's what the Surge do. That's what they've done. I mean, even to my Bagels, the time we lost to the Surge, it was off of 2 relatively fluky goals and then great defense to just, you know, hold down the fort and secure the win. Obviously that game went to extra time like this one, but when you have a team as talented as the Earthquake, obviously they're missing TJF 101 tonight, but if we're being real, that's really not missing much on paper. Maybe in the VC you're missing some leadership, but ohLuvv has proven to be just as good as TJF in these games, so you can't really blame a lack of your team showing up. Both these lines are very comfortable together. It's just, I think that they're not playing confident enough in themselves, or they're just not. Maybe they're not good enough. Maybe ohLuvv is just diffing them too hard.
Yeah, we'll see how it unfolds in overtime here. We'll see if we continue to see a very defensive period from both sides, or maybe we'll see a little bit of offense here, as things may open up defensively, but I doubt it. As ohLuvv hitting it across for Ghostyferret, but again, ohLuvv doing a great job defensively. Works it past ohLuvv, trying to generate it 2-on-1, but ohLuvv a great job to recover there and hit it away. Ghostyferret clears the zone. Double covered there by the Pigeons, but his teammate wasn't open, so he just had to force it into the zone there. Ghostyferret back for ohLuvv, but it's hit away by ohLuvv. Nice pullback from Ghostyferret there, but he whiffs and has to regroup behind his own net. Plenty of space and time. They'll go same side here as ohLuvv hitting it up, but it will end up out of play.
I really think ohLuvv needs to start looking for Marvin Harrison Jr. more on these rushes. He's getting very clearly double teamed by Vac and Ferret, and he's just never willing to throw the puck to the other side of the ice and see what happens. It's going to open up the ice for him more because they're going to have to respect the pass option. And hey, all they need is 1 goal, and they might score off that opportunity.
Ghostyferret trying to face-off play, trying to generate anything to make Paris make a mistake, but Marvin Harrison Jr. read it very well and was able to get back. Barrett across for Vaculent Beef, but it's blocked. Ends up in the Earthquake zone. ohLuvv doing a good job on the forecheck here, but Ghostyferret again wins that battle.
Yeah, full line.
They're going to go for a line change here. Both teams sub their players onto the ice here. Bit of a mismatch for the Paris, as it is Ghostyferret and Konechny versus Transports and Marvin Harrison Jr. Two of their arguably weaker players, but Ferret will head off as the puck is behind the net. Konechny hit away by Transports. It's a 2-on-1 for the Pigeons, but the pass is behind Ploods. Great opportunity there for the Pigeons, but an errant pass from Transports. And we play on. Konechny pulls back, but Transport's sitting right there on that pullback. Puck cleared away by Nixies, but Ploods was right there. But again, ohTFA takes the puck from him and is able to clear the zone. Puck shooting back and forth along the boards here. As Transports hits it up for Ploods. He does connect this time. But again, a good ping from ohTFA. A shot from deep. It goes wide.
Got a little deja vu on that one.
Yeah, tried the same exact shot there. That one going a bit wide though, as Ploods takes it away from Quake, but Konechny, a good job on that back check, clears it to the corner. Ploods trying to pass it out for Transports, but a very bad whiff there. He's able to recover though. Looked like he was going to be way out of position there, but he was able to get back on ohTFA. Hits it to the middle by accident. ohTFA shot again, just wide.
That whole net is open too. If you're the Pigeons, you got to be worried about letting a shot like that squeak through, because if he hits the net there, that's a goal. 100%. Unless he pings it, he was so far out of the position.
I will say both Pigeons defenders were shifting in front of that shot, so they were definitely taking away a good portion of the net. But
still, you don't want to let those squeak through. You don't want to take any chances on that.
They got to be firing. Earthquakes here just got to be firing a lot at the net, especially those P3s. ohLuvv forechecked well by Vaculent Beef. He'll try a second time and is able to clear. 2-on-1 for the Pigeons. ohLuvv trying to work it to the middle himself instead of using his teammate, and that'll end up in a bad play, but a nice 2 pings from ohLuvv. He's unable to get a shot away. Marvin Harrison Jr. a shot. Saved by Nixies. It was a sharp angle, but it cleared anyways. Ghostyferret looking for a shot there, but it hit away by ohLuvv. Vaculent Beef, a nice forecheck on ohLuvv. He'll try again, but again, Vaculent Beef keeping it in the zone. 1 minute remaining in this overtime session. If these teams can't solve it, we'll drop a person on the ice and go into an ISO situation. Ghostyferret had his teammate open, but a good pinch from Marvin Harrison Jr. But Ghostyferret able to get back in time. Sends it behind the net. Ghostyferret works around Transports. Nice move. Shot. It goes wide. Transports crossing for Ploods, who tries to cross for Transports, but that pass a bit zealous there. But a nice block. Transports a shot off the post.
He's going to be complaining about that one. That looked like it was going right in and hit barely any post. So
keeping it in the zone of the Pigeons as offense opens up on both sides of things. Seen a lot more shots to end the period, even though it doesn't show on the scoreboard. Cleared away by Konechny as Ploods gets beat. Konechny works around Transports. Konechny a shot. Saved by ohLuvv. Quick a shot to end the period, and it's blocked. And that'll do it for our first overtime. And we will head to a second overtime and an ISO.
Yeah, that was a great shot there by Konechny to almost ice the game before we go to double overtime. But if I'm the Earthquake, I'm actually not too mad about this going to double overtime. I think that they are advantaged here in terms of their raw star power. I'm really curious to see who the Pigeons are going to put out second, whether it's going to be Transports or Ploods. If I were the Pigeons, I would actually put out Ploods, solely because I know he plays the game a lot more than Transports does. But it's really going to depend on who's calling the shots right now with ohLuvv not being here. The Earthquake have to be really happy with that second matchup, because it's going to be Ghostyferret first, obviously, and then probably Konechny taking on whichever one of the Pigeons players are put onto the ice. So, Pigeons are going to... Yeah, go on.
I have a question here. Can Ploods go into net?
No.
Okay. That would... I didn't think he could. But I mean, I don't know if there's anything in the rulebook against it, but if they could put Ploods in net, it might change things.
It would definitely change it. I mean, I think there's a rule about once you play skater, you can't play goalie. I believe something along those lines.
Hold on.
But if that's the case, that would definitely be the best move in my opinion. And then you play transport second. Even though I do think Ploods is a great 1v1 player, I'm worried that the ice is going to be too open, and there's no way they're going to be able to stop any shot chances from coming towards Tiger Lover, and he has just been very bad with the P3s this game.
Yeah. It's looked pretty rough there. Obviously, Quake TFA trying to take advantage of that in overtime a little bit more.
It
But
seems like
unable
somebody
to.
made a call in their voice chat that, hey, he's struggling covering these P3s. We need to just keep shooting. And it looks like they've been trying to, but they haven't been able to put it on net.
Dude, I really don't think there's anything in the rulebook against it. But I don't think you can play goalie after you play skater, no?
I believe not. Or wait, re-ask the question? Sorry, I'm reading DM.
Well, because Ploods wants to know if he can go in net.
I mean, did you look at the rulebook? And if there's nothing specific in there, then I would say go for it.
I am looking at the rulebook currently. Change. Hold on.
It'll be too late
I've-
soon.
Yeah, hold on. I'll just whistle it. I actually don't know. I mean, there's nothing against it in the rulebook.
Man, I'm down to allow it. Oh, he's putting the pads on. We're gonna see Ploods hop in the goal. After some rulebook confusion, it's gonna be allowed.
Yeah, there's
And,
nothing specific in the. We've never had this situation where a skater is technically a better goalie.
Yeah.
So there is nothing in the rulebook against it.
I mean, now this looks a lot better for the Pigeons. I'm not gonna lie. I just think that their second skater is gonna be weaker in terms of 1v1 ability, but I believe it can still work out in their favor, regardless.
All right, face-off underway for double overtime. It'll be Ghostyferret versus ohLuvv 1v1. We'll see if Ploods comes in to goaltender cold, but I doubt it. He's been playing all game as a skater. ohLuvv in his own defensive end, kind of staring down Ghostyferret. He's trying to work past him. He does get past. ohLuvv looking for a chance. He scores. ohLuvv ends it instantly into double overtime. Paris will take 2 points out of this game.
That is not a game you want to lose if you're the Earthquake, but what a play by ohLuvv coming out of the corner. He did a bunch of, I'm not really sure, just, staring at his former teammate Ghostyferret. And then, I don't know even how he got by. He just kind of hit the puck by him. I'm watching the replay. He jumped over the puck. Ghostyferret inched a little too far forward. And I believe the entity collision of ohLuvv running through him just propelled him forward and gave him enough space to carry that all the way down the ice and end it. What a finish.
Yeah, fantastic game for the Pigeons. It seems like they were the better team all along. I'm sure team manager ohLuvv will be happy with this one. I know he missed tonight's game, but a great performance for the Pigeons. A little bit of concern there for the Earthquakes. They pretty much almost had their full roster minus TJF.
Yeah.
I wonder if they really missed him this game.
This is just worrying if you're an Earthquake fan, because these are games that you need them to be able to win if you think they can make a run going into the playoffs. And I don't want to put too much flack on Ghostyferret, but he's just continuing to get outplayed by other stars. It happened again this game. The entire game, it felt like ohLuvv was in control on that first unit, and then when the ISO came, he got absolutely exposed immediately. And within the first 30 seconds of a 1v1, he's losing. He's supposed to be their guy. And if you can't trust him to play in those situations, then who can you trust?
Exactly.
But we're going to set it to break. Yeah, we're going to set it to the break.
Yippee.
We'll be back in like 5 minutes to cover the next game, which will be a banger. It's the Blue Ridge Blizzard against the Ohio Otters. The Blizzard will be without a Kuzo. So the Otters have a big chance to beat a team that has only been defeated by the Bagels. and establish themselves as one of the top 2 seeds going into the playoffs if they can win this game and the next one they play against them, which I believe Akuza will also not be here for. But we'll see you guys then. Don't leave. Don't go anywhere. Next game should be an absolute banger. But we'll see you then.
Right, BCHL, we're back. The end of game day 15 is near. We have the last game of the night here. It should be a good one versus two top teams in the BHCL. We have the Blue Ridge Blizzard taking on the Ohio Otters here. Obviously, as mentioned before, the Blue Ridge Blizzard are missing Akuzo, but it should still be a heavyweight matchup here. I'm Alfresco. I'm joined now by color commentator ZDXW.
Hi, how's it going? Pleasure to
And-
be here.
And we still got our cameraman Youppi behind the scenes as well.
Hello.
And we'll be taking you through the coverage of this game. Should be an interesting one. ZD obviously missing the Blue Ridge Blizzard missing Akuzo. We talked about it. Does that affect anyone's mental going into the game when you're missing a star player like him?
It's not going to directly affect the Blizzard in the way they think. Like, obviously, they're missing a star player. I think it's going to really affect Dripski because now he has to be the guy on the Blizzard. He doesn't have a crutch. Akuzo on the first line. Dripski is first line center. He is the man of the hour, and it's going to be his first real challenge all season, in my opinion. See if he can keep producing.
All right. Should be an interesting one. Dripski and Clamper, the lines for the Blizzard to start things off. Obviously, the Otters a familiar look. Robe and Samuel Whale, it's been that way all season. It's been working for them. Face-off underway, though, as Dripski wins the face-off. Beats Robe around the outside, but a nice pullback from Sammy the Whale. Robe takes over, but Clamper keeping it in the zone. Nice ping from Dripski. A shot, he scores! An early goal for the Blizzard. It's 1-0.
All right, I guess Dripski he said, screw you, ZDXW, and decides to just pot one in 11 seconds in. And that's what the Blizzards need. I think if they can get out to an early lead and maintain that, they're going to be solid for the rest of the game. Obviously, Ohio has Robe, who is one of the greatest all time in terms of regular season play. And you have Sammy the Whale back there playing defense for Robe. And Sammy, as we know, he can be either really good or really bad. And so let's see if this is a really good or really bad game for him.
Yeah, not off to the greatest start there. Taking the puck right in front of the goaltender and turning it over like that is definitely a big no-no. As Samuel crossing it for Robe. Robe decides to opts not to shoot it and take it to the corner instead. Tried to get a shot off from the corner, but it was pinged away by Clamper. For a nice pullback there. Trying to work it up the boards, but unable to. He's unable to clear. Robe now pulls it back, but Dripski reads it well. Dripski trying to clear it out of the corner. Oh, a shot there. A big hit as well from Robe on the goaltender. But nothing happens as the puck is cleared. Samuel the Whale trying to hit it up, but Clamper crossing it for Dripski. Samuel the Whale beat there by Dripski. A shot saved by Bagel Glazed. Big save from the Ohio Otters goaltender to keep him in it early. Dripski again, creating chaos on this forecheck. Sends it through the crease and wide. Robe takes over, giving plenty of space here. Blizzard trying to early line change, but Dripski decides against it eventually as the Otters both line change after that long shot attempt from Robe. Siffin now on the ice. Trying to work it around Apat there, but a good ping from the defender on the Otters. Apat a shot from the corner there, hits the side of the net and goes wide. Outduel on the ice for the Blizzard. The young prospect here as Packers takes it in offside. He still continues to pressure though. Siffin able to get it out. Packers hitting it behind his own net now. Got to see a little bit of improvement from Packers on the second line. He's supposed to be one of the superstars in the league, and he really hasn't been producing this year. Something to keep an eye on as Siffin beats Packers. These two former teammates in BHL S20 shared the same line for most of the season. Going head-to-head now as Apat takes it behind his own net. Apat across for Packers. Gives it back for Apat. Clamper, a bad pinch there. Apat around the outside. Save by Mimi. A good sliding save from the Blizzard goaltender. A-Pat out for Packers, who shoots it, but it is well wide. Clamper behind the net. Hitting it to the near boards, but unable to clear as A-Pat keeps it in. Clamper tries again, but is able to this time. Send it across for Dripsky, who's wide open. Dripsky around the outside. He scores! It's 2-0.
Wow. Just wow. Masterclass by Dripsky and Clamper out there. Textbook shift. Clamper able to find Dripsky. Dripsky just dancing through the neutral zone. Walks past Sammy the Whale and walks past Bagel Glaze. And I know that we've said it previously in the season. I don't know if it's been mentioned today, but Bagel Glaze is a goalie who is either the best goalie in the world, or you think he's just a bum. And so far, we're seeing the bum version of Bagel. If Ohio wants a chance in this game, Bagel's got to lock it down for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't looked the greatest, but his team has not helped him out. Those were two wide chances. The first one, obviously couldn't even see and just went into the corner of the net. Then the second one was a wide open breakaway with all of the ice to give in there. Gotta expect the Otters to play a little better defensively. As Dripsky again creating chaos in the offensive zone. Robe pulls it back and is able to clear. Robe pings it past Clamper. Robe in alone. He shoots and it's I believe stopped by Mimi. It hit the edge of his hitbox and went just wide. Clamper behind his net now. And he's able to clear. Almost another 2-on-1 for the Blizzard, but Clamper lifts. Robe trying to get it towards the middle, but Clamper keeps it on the outside. Nice pullback there, but Clamper a good ping. Samuel keeps it in. Dripsky works past Robe. Works past Samuel the Whale. Dripsky in alone. It's another save for Bagel Glazed. Samuel the Whale with a very, very rough start to this game. He has not looked good defensively in the slightest. As he works it. Turns it over in the middle of the ice to Dripsky. But no chance given up. Robe again centers the puck for Dripsky. Just not great defense so far from the Ohio Otters. Dripsky pulls it back, but it's read well by Robe. Siffin hits it behind the net. Pulls it back past Robe. Puck ends up in center ice, and Siffin again persists on. A-Pat crossing it for Robe, who's staying out here for a bit of a longer shift. It's pinged away by Outdul, though. Outdul works past Robe, but A-Pat hitting it to the corner. Robe cuts to the middle, but it's hit away by Outdul. A-Pat across for Robe, but Siffin, again, right on the puck. The Blizzard are one step ahead of the Otters this period. Robe just hits it behind the net because he's tired and low on stam, giving the Blizzard a chance. Siffin trying to hit it out for Outdul, but pass was nowhere close, and neither was Outdul in position. Packers trying to cut across the zone and launch a P3 from deep, but Siffin clears it away. Siffin regrouping now in the neutral zone. But A-Pat a nice read there. A-Pat trying to generate a chance around the outside, but Outdul able to ping it away. The puck ends up in the crease. Mimi hits it out. Packers looking for a last-second opportunity, but it's hit away by Siffin. And the Blue Ridge Blizzard go into this period up 2-0 without their superstar Kuzo. I'll hand it over for our intermission report, aka Between the Benches with ZD and probably Youppi.
Yeah, thanks, Al. What a period. Dripsky beating the cooked allegations. I may or may not have been part of the cooked allegations. But what a masterclass performance by Dripsky. He is carrying the offensive load. He is helping out Clamper on the back end. And they are just stifling Robe and Sammy the Whale on the first line. And kudos to the Blizzard's second line. Going into the game, you'd think that the Otters would have a slight advantage on the second line. Siffin is a very solid player. But Outduel, lots of question marks there. And Packers and A-Pat more established players. But in my opinion, the second line for the Blizzard have been they've done their job, right? They haven't had critical mistakes. They've defended well. Nothing too crazy going on there.
Yeah, no, they've been very solid as a whole. I'm very impressed with how Outduel's been playing. Siffin has been he made a big step this game compared to previous games. I was really questioning the decision to put Dripsky with Clamper instead of putting Siffin and Clamper together, because I know Siffin is capable of playing a pretty solid forecheck, and then having Dripsky try to carry Outduel. But they were really banking on Dripsky being able to score with Clamper as kind of his, the playmaker. and that's really been working. And the second line has been able to hold their own defensively, and more. They've been able to, put some pressure on the Otters at some point. Obviously, you don't expect them to do that, but it's a very welcome bonus if it does happen.
Yeah.
You really want to see the Otters clean up their defensive zone, especially. It seems like they're just not communicating well. Both those goals just literally came off the back of Robe and Save the Whale not communicating with each other right. And yeah, what do you think of what do you think the Otters need to do to turn this game around, ZD?
They need to eliminate the critical errors. Like you just said they're not on the same page, they're not communicating well. 2 critical errors happen, and that's 2 goals in the back of your net. Limit critical errors, take the chances when they're given, but there's still lots of hockey left to be played. Don't force the play. You're not in a desperation mode just yet if you're Ohio. Take the play that's given. And Mitch Meemner, he's a solid goaltender, but he's been known to let in a couple softies here and there. Okay, just put it on net. You don't know what's going to go in. Take what's given.
Yeah, for sure. But that's all we have time for this intermission. We'll hand it back to the booth, which is where we already are. But let's have some fun and say that we're sending it back up to Alfresco.
All right, thanks, guys.
Between the benches.
Face-off underway as Robe wins it instantly. Already creating offensive zone pressure here as he works it behind the net. Dripsky able to take it from him, though. It's a 2-on-1 for the Blizzard. Dripsky whiffing on the puck, though. Robe now trying to work it the other way. Mimi comes out and plays the puck away. Clamper now trying to hit it away from Robe. But Robe will do the work for him and clear it himself. But it's pinged away by Clamper. Now Dripsky looking for a chance around the outside, but Robe able to win the aim advantage there and clears it away. So again trying to work around the outside, but Samuel the Whale having to keep him in the corner. Robe trying to work it around. Dripsky, he does, but he's unable to generate anything from it. Dripsky now alone. He has another breakaway. He scores! Yet again, another defensive breakdown for the Otters, and Dripsky has a natural hat trick. Only 6 minutes into this game, it's 3-0.
Wow. Dripsky, I'll say it again, masterclass. He is just putting the Blizzard on his back right now. I also want to give a shout out to Clamper like Youppi did in the intermission. Clamper has just been that rock on the back end that allows Dripsky to just go out there and have a skate. And if you're Ohio, are you thinking about maybe switching up lines? Because Robe and Sammy the Whale is clearly not working so far this game.
Yeah, just look another just defensive breakdown. Whale looked like he had the advantage on the puck there, and I think he just like veered off, or I don't know what happened, but Dripsky is creating all types of chaos for this Ohio Otters team, and they're at full strength right now, and they look awful. As Robe gets a sharp angle shot away, and Mimi's able to block it. Clamper now clearing it up and out of the zone. Samuel the Whale pulls it back, trying to hit it across for Robe, but Clamper reads it well and is able to hit it into the Ohio Otter zone. Samuel the Whale struggling to clear the puck here as Dripsky is all over him, trying to pull it back, but Samuel the Whale wins it away. But Dripsky again forechecking well. Siffin now on the ice for the Blizzard. Samuel the Whale able to clear, but Siffin again a good read and clears it to the corner. Siffin working it up the boards here. Robe tries to pull it back, but red wall by Dripsky. But Robe has another pullback in store. But again, Siffin reading it well. The Blizzard are just one step ahead of the Otters right now. Robe working around the outside, gets around Siffin. A shot off the post. Probably the best chance of the game for the Otters, and it goes just wide. As Packers pulling it back, gets past Siffin, but he whiffs. Packers keeping it in the zone, clears it out for Apat. A shot goes wide. It was offside, but a shot nonetheless. As Siffin trying to clear it, but Apat doing a good job of keeping it in on the forecheck. Siffin clears it up the boards and out of the zone. But Packers takes over, gets it past Siffin. These second lines using the boards a little bit more. Packers in front, saved by Mimi. Tried to go for a little bit of a curve there, but unable to work it around the Blizzard goaltender. Siffin across for Outduel. He has him open, but Ape had a nice read there. Ape works past Outduel, but Outduel is able to recover and hits it to the boards. Packers now given a lot of space in the corner. Outduel now pressures him. Outduel now working it up the boards, but Packers takes it away from him and hitting it back into his own end. Apat. Outduel trying the pullback there, but pinged away by Apat. Clamper on the ice now. Trying to work it around the outside, but he's unable to. Packers now given a ton of space. Outduel now will go forecheck. He whiffs, and Packers crossing it for Apat, but a big ping from Clamper. Clamper trying to work around the outside, but hit away by Packers. Packers now has a chance to pass it, but he decides to shoot it. Dripsky the other way. A shot off the post. Bagel able to clear it in time as Dripsky trying to follow it up off the post. But again, he wasn't able to put his fourth in the back of the net. Apat struggling to clear the puck. Dripsky's forecheck has been absolutely relentless this game. Robe on the ice now, trying to work it past Dripsky, but again, the Otters aren't able to. Dripsky a pullback there, trying to somewhat Michigan it around the net, but he's unable to. Robe clears it momentarily, but Clamper's right back in. Clamper shot saved by Bagel Glazed. He hits it to the corner. Robe pulling it back, but again, he's still struggling to clear it as Clamper now on the forecheck gets a shot away, and it's stopped by Bagel Glazed. The Blizzard have clearly been working on their forecheck, and it is showing this game. Sammy the Whale shot saved by Mimi. Their best chance of the game that actually hit the net. Maybe a little bit of life for the Otters, but it's cleared away by Dripsky. Dripsky trying to work past Sammy the Whale, but he does a good job of keeping him to the boards. Dripsky pulls it back, trying to shoot it, but Sammy the Whale clears it out of the zone. 15 seconds remain in the period. Siffin now on to finish it out. Sammy the Whale trying to center it for Robe, but unable to. It's cleared away by Dripsky. 5 seconds remain. Dripsky trying to get one last chance away, but the Otters read it well and send it to the boards. But that'll do it for your second period. It's more all of Blue Ridge. It's 3-0 now. I will send it over for your Between the Benches with ZD and Youppi.
Yep. Thanks, Al. And what a period. Just a overall solid period by the Blizzard. And one thing I've noticed 10 minutes through play here with Ohio is it seems like it's 4 individuals playing. I guess 5 if you count the goal. There's not a lot of cohesion. Like there's been a handful of passing plays, but it's give me the puck, I can do it all. And I think we've established, especially in real life hockey, blocky hockey, it's a team game. You got to be able to use your teammates. You got to be able to trust your teammates. And Ohio it does not seem like they trust each other right now. It's when I get the puck, it's staying with me and skate it till we lose it. And the Blizzard's been solid defensively, solid on the back check, eliminating Ohio's rush chances in the neutral zone that allows them to go back on the attack right away. I'm just loving the Blizzard's game, and I'm hating everything about Ohio's game right now. What are your thoughts, Youppi?
I'm basically more of the same. I would just like to give so much props to the Blizzard. They look like such a well-drilled team in terms of they know how they want to play. They know the rules. Even without Akuzo, they look like they all know what their rules are on the team. And I don't think that the Otters, unless they get some hero plays off the back of Robe, are going to be able to close that gap. Another thing that I think has actually worked out very well in their favor is I think that and you have to hear me out on this, I think not having Akuzo here has actually benefited the Blizzard because I think this Dripsky matchup on the first line has been incredible for them. I'm not saying that they're better without Akuzo. I think that if Akuzo was here, having him on the second line would be insanely beneficial to them. But Dripsky plays such a style with Camper where the Otters know that Robe needs to score all of their goals, right? And with Robe trying to force stuff up the middle, Camper is willing to just sit there and play defense and not try to score a single goal on his own and just give the puck to Dripsky. So every time the Otters make a mistake when they push too far up, Dripsky is waiting for a pass and Camper is there to give him the puck because Dripsky is willing to trust Camper. And that's been the major difference and why Dripsky has generated so much is because Robe is trying to do everything on his own because he kind of has to. Nobody else on this team does get active other than him, but he's trying to do it a little too much. Sorry for kind of just taking the floor there for like the entire end of it, but what are your thoughts? You have anything to add, ZD?
Like the one thing I notice on the goaltending matchup for the longest time, Mimi and Bagel Glaze have the exact same amount of saves for the longest time. Now Bagel has one more than him, but that does something there's something to be said about that. Right now, the goaltending matchup, Mimi's winning it. Back to you, Al.
All right, face-off underway for this third period. Hopefully the Otters can claw their way back into this one as Robe, a shot early, goes wide. And we've seen more of the same from the Otters. They just don't look like they came ready to play tonight. And the Blizzard have definitely. This team looks ready to go on a cup run. Just imagine subbing out Outduel for a generational player like Akuzo, and this team looks scary to anyone else, especially the way this first line has played. They're supposed to be, you know, the reinforcements for Akuzo, and he's not even here. Robe, a shot off the post. It's cleared away by Mimi. A great opportunity there for the Otters, but they're unable to cash in. Clamper able to clear the zone momentarily, but right back in goes Sammy the Whale. A little bit of more of activity this period. Sammy the Whale trying to curve it around Mimi, but it goes through the crease. Robe sends it through the crease as well. It's gloved down by Mimi and played at the side of the net. Sammy the Whale keeping it in the zone. Robe sends it to the middle for Whale, but it's cleared away by the Blizzard. Dripsky able to get it out of the zone finally, but a little bit of life and energy for this Ohio Otters team as they're finally putting some offensive pressure on this Blizzard team. Sammy the Whale crossing it for Robe. He's open. A shot saved by Mimi. He's had all the answers tonight, and he continues to do so as Siffin able to work it out of the zone. Dripsky works it past Packers, but it ends up in the corner. Dripsky pinged away by Packers. Siffin reads it well and keeps it in the zone. Dripsky goes for the line change as Siffin works it behind the net against Packers. Packers clearing it up the boards as Outduel. Robe still on the ice here for the Otters. A quite long shift for the superstar. Robe trying to work it to the middle, but it's pinged away by Outduel. Robe finally heads to the bench after 2 minutes of ice time. Quite a long shift. He'll be definitely tired. Packers cutting to the middle, but it's hit away by Outduel. APAC crossing it for Packers, who sends it right back, but Siffin reads it well, and it'll end up out of play. A little bit of a initiative here being taken by Ohio. It seems like they're on the ropes a little bit, so a little bit of better offense as Packers a shot from deep. He scores off the face-off.
Massive goal.
3-1.
Massive goal. That gives them some life as team owner, manager, whatever you want to call him, Otters says, don't let us get one. Well, they got their one, and if they can get another one here quick before the 2-minute mark, they have a real good shot at getting fully back into this game. But one goal, I don't think the Blizzard are going to sweat it too much. They've been playing solid up to this point, and we'll see what Ohio has to do.
All right, the Ohio Otters have gotten one. We'll see if that changes things, as again they try another face-off play, but that time it's shut down by Outduel. Packers across for Apat. He's got room, but he whiffs. Oh man, another scoring chance goes to waste for the Otters, as Packers clamped up by Siffin here. Siffin working around Packers, almost gets a shot away, but it ends up at the side of the net and cleared by Bagel Glazed. Packers now gets past Siffin, 2-on-1 for the Otters. Packers across for Apat, but it's cleared by Outduel. Great defensive play from the young JBHLer. Outduel to the middle, shot saved by Bagel Glazed. Gets a defensive play on one side of the ice and immediately gets a shot away on the other. Good shift for Outduel here, as the puck ends up out of play. We'll see if Ohio tries that same face-off play they scored the goal on.
Get a timeout.
But it will be a timeout for the home team. They'll talk it over, probably get some stamina back. Obviously, Robe had a quite long shift to start the period. It'll be Robe and Samuel the Whale for the Otters, and it'll be Dripsky and Clamper for the Blizzard. Both teams opting to continue using that first line matchup. We'll see if the Otters decide to pull the goaltender a little bit early here, try to get Packers on the ice. Obviously, talked about how Packers hasn't been as solid in production this year, but he's still a dangerous player nonetheless.
You would think with Ohio just calling a timeout, they drew up a face-off play. So let's see if they can have one here. And if they get one right off this face-off, it's a whole new hockey game.
Yeah, obviously, got to get that second goal pretty quickly here, because if gotta be quick, because if not, this game's gonna fall out of reach very quickly as it's blasted down the ice. Robe trying to center it to Sammy the Whale, but it's hit away by Dripsky. Dripsky pressuring it down the ice, but both players whiffed there. Sammy the Whale working in the neutral zone, but Clamper hitting it back into the Ohio Otter zone. Robe now giving the puck, crossing it for Sammy the Whale. Sammy the Whale works around Clamper. Sammy the Whale trying to get a shot away, but Dripsky blocks it and is able to clear. Dripsky trying to head the other way now, but Robe cuts him off. Robe has a 2-on-1 now. Robe works around Clamper. A shot saved by Mimi. It's cleared away by Dripsky. Dripsky's all alone. He pulls it back instead of keeps going. I guess he didn't expect to be all alone on a breakaway. But nonetheless, it ends up in the Ohio Otter zone. 1 minute remaining. Well, we're going to watch the goaltender here. I think Bagel Glaze was ready to come out. He'll stay in the net for now as Robe throws a long shot away. It's cleared. Dripsky trying to get a long-range shot away in P2, but it didn't come close to entering the net, and it was cleared away. Robe across for Sammy the Whale now. Now across for Robe. A shot blocked by Dripsky. Ohio opting to keep the goaltender in the net now. Not trying to do anything stupid here as Bagel Glaze finally goes to the bench. Robe across for Sammy the Whale. He whiffs. Packers on the ice now to end this game. It's a 3-on-2. 17 seconds remaining. Robe crossing it for Packers. He's wide open. Shot saved by Mimi. Big save for the Blizzard goaltender. He plays it behind the net. Robe to the middle. Shot blocked by Siffin. And that'll do it. The Blue Ridge Blizzard are able to beat the Ohio Otters 3-1 in pretty dominating fashion. Ohio got their game going a little too late to the party, and they're unable to get going in time, as the Blizzard are able to take this one without their superstar player Ekuzo in a fantastic showing from the depth.
Yeah, I mean, this story for Ohio, too little, too late. If they played the whole game like they played in the third period, they probably come out on top that game. But Blizzard showed up. They had a solid game plan in place, and very convincing win for the Blizzard, and very encouraging for the Blizzard as well, that they are so dominant even without Ekuzo. So imagine how good they'll be when he gets back.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a pretty deadly team. Obviously, Outdoor had a pretty solid showing tonight, but he is no Ekuzo, and when they're at full strength, Dripsky, Clamper, Ekuzo, Siffin is going to be very, very, very dangerous. Especially tonight, you saw Siffin really step up, you saw Dripsky really step up, you saw Clamper really step up. And if you're the team manager of the Blue Ridge Blizzard and Ekuzo not here tonight, you're going to be watching this game back and be extremely, extremely happy with your team's performance against one of the best teams in the league. But I think that'll do it for tonight's games, and I think we will wrap it up there. Next games, I believe, are taking place on Wednesday, the 13th. We will be starting things off with the New York Bagels versus Nebraska Popcorn. A little bit of a rematch of that huge, huge blowout, 14-1 for the Bagels. Obviously, the Popcorn looking to get revenge and try to work their way into a playoff spot here. They're on the outside looking in. That'll be at 7 o'clock. Paris Pigeons will be playing the Blue Ridge Blizzard at 7:45 on Wednesday. And then at 8:30, we will see the New York Bagels yet again playing the Malibu Marshmallows. Malibu, another team that is looking outside in on the playoffs. It's pretty much a must-win game for them. They obviously made a move today in the trading part of things, but we will see a new Malibu team for that game, and pretty much a must-win game for both the Nebraska Popcorn and the Malibu Marshmallows versus one of the best teams in the league. But for tonight, we will sign off. I've been Alafresco. I've been joined by this game by ZDXW and our cameraman Youppi. Shout out to Ohio Otters, aka The Money, for doing the first game, as well as Luke for streaming the first game. I believe that's it. I believe Connect Me might have been on the desk at the beginning of the stream. But from here at Blockey Sports Network, we say goodnight.